Hello everyone, welcome to the channel. I hope you're doing well and staying safe. So in our previous question, that was quiz 1, I hope you got an idea about how IAM and SCP works in conjunction. If you don't have any idea, go through my previous videos and then you'll get to know what I'm talking about. So it's basically about the quiz 1 where we have discussed about how IAM and SCP works on a different certain criteria. And today we'll discuss about the quiz 2, which is more specific to how AWS SSO works. AWS SSO, which is also known as AWS Identity Center. So basically today what we're going to do is we're going to create a user and then we'll assign two permission sets for that user to a single AWS account, right? And then I posted, I've given 4 multiple choice answers to that, and then we'll see which answer is the correct answer. So without wasting time, let's get started. Okay, welcome back everyone. So let's start with our second quiz. The question was posted on LinkedIn and YouTube as well. So today we're going to solve it, right? So which answer seems to be correct? Let's see with a practical demonstration. So the question was regarding the AWS security services. That is one of the security services, which is AWS SSO, right? So the question was, a user is assigned 2 different permission sets for the same AWS account via AWS SSO. When the user signs in, what happens? So basically, AWS SSO is created on the management account. That's why we have an organization structure. That's just you can just assume it that it's just giving you a diagram that AWS organization is set up. Okay. Now it says that SSO is also set up, so which is set up in the management account, the master account. Now, if the user, so there is one of the SSO user, and we are saying that we are assigning 2 different permission sets, right? Let's say this user has been assigned a read-only access, and the permission to set 2 is set permission set second one is the billing access, right? And it's this permission sets are attached to one of the member accounts, right? And now let's say user logs into the SSO portal, right? This portal, what happens? Okay, so first, in order to configure this, we have to go to the management account, right? The master account, and then configure this user with the same with all the permission set, and then I will show you what does it mean, right? So let's go to the management account. This is my management account, right? I went in with the admin access. Let me cancel it out. I will show it again. Okay, so I'm logging into the management account with the admin access because I want to configure the user and the permission sets. I'll go to the IAM Identity Center. By the way, this AWS SSO is also known as IAM Identity Center. Okay. Earlier it was known as AWS SSO, then AWS renamed it to IAM Identity Center. So we have created SSO on US East 1 North Virginia region. So that's not a part of this quiz as of now. Just remember, just think that AWS SSO is already set up. And also for your use case, I have created one user already. So this user is already created. Now what we are left to attach 2 permission sets, okay, to this user, because the question says that a user is assigned 2 different permission sets for the same AWS account, right? Now let's say I go to this my user and AWS account. See, it says that no assigned account. So right now I've not assigned any accounts to this user. Okay, so what does it mean, by the way? I'll show you what does it mean. Okay, so let's say this is my signing URL for the AWS SSO. Okay, so let's say what was the username? It was named as testing quiz, right? Okay, let's say quiz. Okay, password MFA. Well, I do create MFA every time, huh? So testing quiz. Okay, so now I'm trying to log in. Okay, so see, it says that you have navigated to the AWS Access portal. After your admin gives you access to the application and AWS account, you can find them here. So right now it doesn't shows anything. Why? Because we have not given any permission. We have not assigned this user any AWS account, right? It should be a part of one of the AWS account, right? At least one account. And also it doesn't have any permissions attached. So now what we'll do first, we'll go to the question. What we're going to do, we're going to attach this user to one of the account and then we will give them two different permission sets for that account. Okay, assign accounts. Okay, this is my member account. I'll give the user access to my member account, okay, not the master account. So let's say if I want to give billing access, and then I want to give admin access. No, sorry, billing and read only, right? It's mentioned as read only and billing. I've given two permission sets. Okay, now let me assign it. It takes few seconds to to provision your user to the AWS accounts. Now it says that successfully configured all assignments. Okay, if you see here, if I click on here, it says that there are two permission sets that's been attached, billing and read-only access to the member account. Yeah, right? Okay, so as you all know that before, when there was no permission sets assigned, it clearly states a message, right, saying that go to your admin and ask them to give you some permissions, like that message, right? So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna open a new incognito session, and then let's do one thing. Let's open the sign-in URL and see what happens, because this question says that a user is assigned two different permission sets. We have already done that for the same AWS account. Yes, we have done that for the same AWS account through different permissions. When the user signs in, what happens, right? So let's see. I'm giving this. This is my sign-in URL. Now what happens when we give this sign-in URL? Obviously, first it will ask for the username and password. We have to give that. Testing quiz. Okay. MFA. Now see what happens. Okay. Okay, we see one account. Very good. Okay. Now if you click on this, you see two access, individual access has been created. Right? Now what does that mean? See. Do you think that both permissions get merged? No, because you are seeing two different permissions, right? Now if, let's say, if I click on here, read only access, it will sign me into the same account but with a read only access. See, read only access, right? Now if I click on billing, what happens? It will sign me into billing access. So what does that mean? That means both permissions never get merged, right? It's altogether a different role itself. So there are two different roles. So just remember that whenever you create a permission set, AWS creates an IAM role, the AWS SSO role in the backend, and then you can log in with whatever the permission sets, whatever the IAM role, the SSO role you want to log in. So let's say I'm a user, and sometimes for my day-to-day operations, I need the admin. I mean, not for the day-to-day operations. Yes. So let's say for the day-to-day operations, you need read-only access, right? Just to check. But only some critical time you need admin access. So why should you go ahead and click the admin access every time? Just use read-only access so that you will not do any wrong. You will not spin up any resources, nothing like that. So it's kind of segregation. So in AWS SSO, this is how it works. So when you give multiple permission sets to the same user, it will create multiple IAM roles or SSO role in the backend. Okay, and then you can individually go to that, you can click on that role, and then you can sign it using that permission. Okay, second option says that only highest privilege applies. No, because you are seeing that both of the permissions are here, right? User chooses one permission set. Yes, because now you're getting an option to choose one permission set, right? If you click on it, you log in with that. If you click on this, you log in with that, right? Access is denied. No, access is never denied, right? Now let's see if I'm what I'm saying is absolutely correct or not. Let's say I log into billing. Okay, so it has the billing permissions. So definitely a lot of other actions will not be permitted, right? So access denied or something like that. Let's go to IAM. Let's see whether I'm able to see it or not. See, access denied because I don't have IAM permission. Billing permission just gives you the access to the billing dashboard and not exactly all the billing dashboard. Some part of the bill you will be able to see that. See, this is access denied, right? But here this one I can see it, right? Some part of the bills I can see it. Now let's say read-only access. Now let's do the same thing for read-only access. Now I go to read-only access. I click on bill. See, I'm able to see, right? I mean, at least it says a setup required, right? And everything is seen. Even if I click on IAM, right, I will show you, because read-only access gives you access, but just the view-only access, right? Read-only access. See, now this page at least shows something. So I was telling you that, in the backend AWS creates on the SSO role, right? Let's see. Let me create this billing. See, so it always creates this role, AWS reserved SSO. It prefix with this, and then what are the permission you have kept, right? Now what the other was, read-only access. See, read-only access. So these are two different roles that has been created, right? Read-only access has permission to only do some, get or maybe list, describe, something like that. Yeah. Okay. So that's the thing. So I think now you got my point. What the logic says, right? So whenever an SSO user is assigned different permission sets in the AWS account, then what happens is the user gets ability to hop into that account with different permissions, because that permission sets actually is linked to the SSO role, each individual SSO role, right? So with that, we will come to the end of our video, and I hope you like this content. Stay tuned till the time and take care. Bye bye.